we finish up the rest of the trim today at the house edition. Welcome back to the house edition. So this morning, got all my tools set up and I'm ready to knock out the rest of the trim in the addition. So mostly we just need to install the bathroom door, then we need to put extension jambs on the entry door and case that, and then the only thing left to do is all the base in the bathroom and the main room. So let's get started. So I got all the measurements. I'm going to cut them all at once here. $15 and a half, $22 and 3/4. I'm going to cut a chamfer on this side of the piece, kind of like that. That way the caulk line doesn't get in the way. I'm just going to keep working my way down and shim this. And then later, when I put the casing on the outside, I'll pin one in here and that'll kind of lock the outside. set it aside and then we can case it. Now I use this 18 gauge with just 1 1/4 inch nails, and that way I can shoot right into the bead of this regular colonial casing. And then I can kind of manipulate the reveal back to exactly what I want. Damn. A little too long. I'm going to have to shim the back of this casing because I had to rip these jam extension pieces, these for the extension jam. I had to rip those longer than the actual depth of some of the jam because one section of the jam was like 2 1/8, so I had to make it 1/8 inch too long. So I'm going to probably have to go around and shim every spot where I nail and then trim those shims later and caulk it away. Make sure you glue all the joints. Okay, the door is now done. Just needs to be caulked and filled. $30 and 5/16 heavy. So much easier when you build it and you know that it's 16 on center. Just too tight. Just too tight. Gotta take like an 1/8 inch off of this. So I only have these couple pieces of base left. I really need to install the door next. And then it's just these couple pieces of base in the bathroom and everything is trimmed. $81. just be a little bit crooked. Yeah, a little bit crooked there. A little bit crooked. Gotta get a tool to pull these staples and screws out of there. Phillips screwdriver and a staple puller. I'm going to do a mark on either side this time. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Hopefully we get a door. Gonna unscrew this door stop. There we go. It's sitting on the hoses. Gonna have to like feed the cords through through the hole in the door. Feed those through like that. Light. I gotta take the door off because I'm gonna have to cut the damn door down. Whoa! Just flew out of there. Now let's redo what we just did. Undo that. Ooh. Okay. Now we'll deal with you later. Here we go. Wow, that bottom needs to come out. Now just a little bit. Whoever framed this, they were off by 1/4 of an inch. Gotta talk to them. They're way too far. Once we get this level, then we'll shim it all out. That looks pretty decent. I'll take that. And that looks pretty straight, so I can just shim it snug. So to get the height, or at least know the height that I need to cut the door down to, I can measure from here to this top hinge, the top of this hinge. And I know on the door, it's from the bottom of the top one that fits in right here. And then I'll just take off like an extra 1/4 of an inch. So I just measured from the bottom of this upper piece on this lower hinge. And I'll just go down to 13.5. Which is hardly anything at all. And then I measure that from the top of the door. 79 9/16, of course. So then I mark that on this side and then I just draw a line. Alright, now we should have enough room for the hoses. There we go. Oh my god, are you serious? That does not fit in there. That does not fit at all. It needs to go that way a lot. Yeah, and it needs to go down. A little more modifications. Whoa! I just don't think this hinge is right. I think this hinge needs to go in more. The mortise is just not well done. Okay, I'm just going to try to chisel some out of this just to flatten out this mortise. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right like that. Opens. Fine. Give me the nail gun. Oh, come on. You can see it right up here, that damage I just did on that door. Damn! Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now they use staples in the bead here. I'm going to upset all these because they're always proud. Okay, now we just take this back piece and we just slip it right in. And then the door is complete, essentially. More or less. There we go. There you got a door. And all we got to do is nail it up. Very irritating because you end up having to set so many of these little, like this staple right here, to be set. It's sitting out proud. I can't fill it with nail filler. Now let's just go ahead and we'll set this base. Watch it explode when I shoot this nail in it. That's it, we're done. I got all the trim in the addition done now, and in the next clip, I'll start caulking and filling everything, and we'll try to get it ready for paint. So, I hope you'll join me then.